everybody, it's
Hiya.
Karen and Steve again from Nutrition Leaders, and this week we're going to be talking to you from our It Starts Here booklet about step 3, which is the power of protein. It Starts Here, it's available, we've got a download copy for you if you email us at info@nutritionleaders.co.uk. then you can grab a free copy of that. It's a really great booklet that covers the 10 steps to health that are really useful whatever your health goals are.
And by the way, if you'd like to subscribe, if you hit the bell, and that way you can know when we've brought out the next video. So that'd be great. Just subscribe, hit the bell.
Okay, so the power of protein, your body is really important. We need to look after it, we need to fuel it correctly. And we find that most of our clients don't eat, well, when we first meet them, don't eat enough lean protein in the day. And it's one of the major reasons why people get stuck with their health and wellness goals. So it's one of the first things we like to correct with them. We use it with supplementation with our fantastic Herbalife products, but we also advise them how they can do it obviously through eating whole food as well. Much easier if you're supplementing, and we ourselves, of course, do both.
We have a lot of people who say to us, look, do you just live on Herbalife nutrition supplements? And of course we don't. Karen and I, we're big foodies. We love to cook. We love to socialise. And it's just that bit by bit, as we've changed our lifestyle and we've integrated Herbalife nutrition products into our lifestyle, we've learned a lot about the way our food has changed, etc. So no, what we do is Herbalife nutrition's really flexible. You can combine it around your lifestyle as you make changes. So fantastic for sports if you're active, all different ages. So yeah, and what you need to know is not all protein is the same. So we're going to talk about what's the best sort of proteins, why wouldn't you eat too much red meat, why would you go for maybe more plant-based proteins, but then what have you got to be aware of? So we're going to talk about that.
So some people ever say, do you know what protein is or what does it look like? A lot of people do know, but actually maybe a third of people I speak to don't really know. They're a bit stumbled by that question. So it's very hard for them to get it right if they're not even aware what it is. So in short terms and basic terms, I'm a bit of a carnivore. So yeah, vegan, plant-based is brilliant, and I get that with my Herbalife nutrition to give me some balance. But I am somebody who enjoys eating meat and fish. And so meat and fish is an obvious choice and a good choice, usually to find a good source of protein with a good amount of grams per portion. If you are vegan or vegetarian, you can obviously be looking down pulses, lentils, things like that. And then, whoever you are, as a healthy snack, maybe look at some nuts, but it's not a whole packet of peanuts. It's saturated fats. It'd just be more like a palm size portion of something like some dried almonds, because obviously if you've got too many, then the calories can go up and that may not help you.
And as Karen was saying, when she said meat and fish, really what she was talking about there was poultry or game. So the reason why the government recommends that we limit the amount of red meat that we eat to perhaps 3 portions a week is because although you get protein from red meat, it's delivered along with saturated fat, and that saturated fat you want to control and limit the amount it goes in. So when you use poultry, when you eat poultry or when you eat fish or game, it's leaner, so you do not get the saturated fat that you get with red meat. We eat red meat, but we limit it maybe 2 or 3 times a week maximum.
Once or twice maximum, really. And also if we're choosing, we'll go for now the leaner cuts. So if it's steak mince, not just the cheapest we can find, but the one that says lean. And you can look at the quality and quantities, looking at all the figures on the packaging. So it makes some better choices there, but it's not every day. The bulk of our wheat will be a mixture of plant-based curries, chicken, fish, poultry, turkey, as Steve said. something like that for our main meal. Now, main meal is quite simple, but it's the rest of the day where a lot of people go wrong. So their day is quite heavy with protein later on. But ideally, if you really want to kind of fuel your body correctly throughout the day and not have highs and lows and sugar rushes, if you can kind of have some lean protein for breakfast, a lean protein snack, some lean protein at lunchtime, some lean protein in the afternoon, some lean protein in the evening for your main meal. That could be the easiest one usually. And then sometimes, particularly perhaps if you're a gentleman, maybe an extra lean healthy snack in the evening as well. Then you're going to probably hit where you need to be with your protein factor. So Steve, what sort of average numbers should ladies and gentlemen be consuming?
So for ladies, again, this is an
averages.
approximate average. So for ladies, 75 grams daily, and for men, we're looking at 100 grams on average. Men generally need more than women, different shape, different size, etc. But these are averages. One of the things that we're very happy to do, if you message us at info@nutritionleaders.co.uk, we can actually send you a link which will allow you to see your exact number of grams per protein based on your body, your fat and muscle for you, and you can know exactly your number. You know, this whole business of one size fits all government recommendations is very imprecise, and that's why we would encourage you, reach out to us, info@nutritionleaders.co.uk. But otherwise, just use that as a general guide, 75 grams for women, 100 grams for men. And the other thing to mention with protein, of course, apart from the fact it's one of the major fundamental building blocks required by your body at a cellular level, but the other thing is the protein that you need on a daily basis actually keeps and retains and feeds your muscle that you have. So the challenge is when you go on a diet and the focus is on reducing calories without paying any attention to the nutritional content of the calories, you inevitably tend to reduce vitamins and minerals and protein. And then what you do is when you then use a traditional weighing scale, which doesn't differentiate between fat and muscle, it just looks at weight, and you see you've lost weight. What that traditional weighing scale won't show you is how much muscle you've lost as well as fat. And you don't want to lose muscle because the more muscle that your body has, the more calories you'll be burning at rest. And the more fat you have on your body, the slower your metabolism. And the metabolism is this, think of it like an internal fire. So for for people who are carrying a lot of fat, their internal metabolism is working very slowly, like a fire, it's just smouldering. So that means they can't consume very much food, very many calories without gaining more weight. Inevitably, that tends to be fat and they tend to get bigger. Whereas if you actually have got a lean body with more muscle, at rest, your fire, your internal fire, is working like mad, and you're burning off more calories. So just to share those thoughts with you.
And then, so the next question is, well, how do I get 75 grams of lean protein for a lady, or a gentleman might say to us, how do I get 100 grams and what does that
Great
look like?
question.
So I say, well, do you know how, do you eat meat? Yes. Do you know how many grams of protein are there in a chicken breast? And say, well, I've got no idea. I said, well, let me tell you, it's roughly 25-30 grams per portion. So if you 100 grams target a day, or even 120 for a gentleman, your more personalised protein factor, you're going to need 3 or 4 chicken breasts a day to hit that requirement. And that's expensive to buy, tricky to prepare. not always portable, hard to digest, and to be honest, I don't know really anybody, except maybe a bodybuilder, who might kind of go to the extremes to do all that preparation. So that's where supplementation again wins big for me. So breakfast, as I say, the day's in balance. Yeah, maybe we can have some chicken, jacket potato, and some healthy salad in the evening. But what about the rest of the day? In your sandwich at lunchtime, have a look on the back of the food label if you're grabbing one on the run, if you've not made it at home. Unfortunately, they hide the protein on the back. Interesting, that one. It's not on the front where they got all the traffic lights. So flip it over, have a look, and read the protein. And if you're picking up something that's got about 20 grams or so, you're pretty much on track. 20-25 grams would be great for main meal. If it's a snack, I personally look for over 7 grams if I'm out and about shopping, which, to be honest, can be quite hard to find in a healthy snack. Our Herbalife yummy chocolate protein bars that Steve really loves have 10 grams, so he can bosh 3 of them in a day, and he goes, he's got 10 grams, 10 grams, 10 grams, another 30 grams to boost up his protein factor for the day around his other food. Absolutely fantastic. So we have some roasted soybeans, some gourmet tomato soup as well. But we direct our clients onto what they can choose, when they're out and about shopping. To say a palmful of almonds rather than the whole packet, a small yogurt. Maybe I'm savoury girl, so quarter a tub of some hummus with some carrot sticks, something like that. So have a look at protein when you're next shopping and see if you can put a little bit more of that into your basket and into your tummies, because it absolutely help you.
And one of the things, I don't know whether you can see this here or not, I know it's sort of upside down, but I'll just explain it. Karen was talking about how, if you think of the traditional way we're taught to eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, main meal, we're actually getting the bulk of our protein in our main meal. Normally eaten after 6 o'clock, the biggest meal of the day, when we're literally moving on to preparing to go to sleep and rest. So your body's having to do a hell of a lot of work actually, when really it needs to be in a state where it's going to rest and recover and regenerate overnight, because the body does a lot while you're sleeping. So this is another reason why what we do is we recommend that people are put on a 5 meal a day healthy eating plan. So that's breakfast, a mid-morning healthy snack, lunch, mid-afternoon healthy snack, and dinner. And when we talk about healthy snacks, as Karen said, we don't just mean a few lettuce leaves and a salad. That is not a balanced meal or a snack. You need to include protein along with these things. So again, our recommendation: someone who's going on a Herbalife Nutrition healthy meal plan, they would maybe start with our healthy meal smoothie first thing in the morning, and mid-morning they'll have a healthy snack including protein. Could be one of our solutions or something we recommend. One of the things I love is there's different qualities of peanut butter, if you like peanut butter, but the one that's really good is called Whole Earth. You can get that in somewhere like Morris and Sainsbury's. So it's a good quality peanut butter, good protein, good fats in there. Get an apple, slice the apple up, and get a big dollop of the peanut butter. I'm talking about not a teaspoon, a tablespoon. Put a big dollop onto the slice of apple. You'll only be able to eat maybe 2 if you're a lady, maybe 3 if you're a guy, and you'd be surprised how filling that is. And that's a balanced, healthy snack. Lunch would look like, if you're on a shape-up plan with Herbalife Nutrition, you'd have one of our Herbalife Healthy Meal smoothies at lunchtime. Or if you was just following our ideal breakfast plan, you'd have a lunch of your choice. Make it healthy, colourful, including protein. Mid-afternoon, healthy snack, including protein. And main meal, again, ideally, healthy, colourful, including protein. And so this is the sort of, what we tend to find is people say to us who start on a Herbalife Nutrition, wow, I can't believe you want me to eat more than I was eating before, and before I was gaining weight and getting bigger. And we say yes, because before you were dieting, now we're putting you on a nutrition plan. So it's very different, and it takes a bit of time to adjust your thinking.
So it depends what your health goals are. You know, for someone who's losing weight, they might say to me, well, I have, you know, just a little bit of soup for lunch and maybe an apple in the afternoon. And I look at both of those items and say, well, what was the soup? Was there any lean protein in that? And, oh, I made it myself and it was butternut squash and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, was any lean protein in that? And it's very difficult to answer. We have a gourmet tomato soup, but the other thing that our vegan and vegetarian clients particularly like to do, we have a very fine powder called personalised protein powder, and it's pretty much gram per mil. So that means a 10 ml dessert spoon equates to roughly about 10 grams of extra protein. So you can stick a couple of dessert spoons into a casserole or a soup you're making, and now you've really ramped it up to where your numbers need to be, and you'll start to see better results. So there are healthy solutions out there. We hope that you picked up a few useful tips today.
So just to conclude and wrap up, if you would like to email us at info@nutritionleaders.co.uk, we can send you a free digital download of It Starts Here. This has 10 sections in it. We've covered the third section, protein, today. So if you'd like your own free copy, just email Stephen and Karen, info@nutritionleaders.co.uk. Please subscribe, hit the bell, and then you'll be the first to hear when we have video 4 coming out. Is there anything else I've missed?
That's it for today.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. All the best.
Keep well, everyone.
Bye. Bye.